for you guys defensively last year. When you guys look back at it, what do you need to do better this time?
We need to be more physical. And we need to be more in tune with what's going on in defense and also on the offensive side of the ball. We just need to be more physical and just have fun out there.
2 weeks in a row, you're going up against someone that beat you last year. That always a little extra motivation going into a game?
It's more push. We like being the underdog, push you to work harder in practice and push you to play harder in the game.
You guys are on a nice little stretch here since that Air Force game. What have you seen in practice and around this team that's kind of allowed you guys to kind of rally together here this month?
We don't think about it as a stretch. Every week we're trying to be 1-0, trying to get the W. We focus on 1 week at a time. So we're not looking past BYU. We're looking at this week. We're trying to be 1-0 and get the W.
When you look at those BYU receivers, I know the height kind of stands out. And I think Harsin called, I think it was number 10, he called him a monster. The guy's like 6'6". What's the challenge that you see in going against those guys?
We've been challenged every week. As a corner on our team, we're all 5'9", 5'10". None of us are big, but we're gonna go out there. We're just gonna play with technique, play with great eyes, and we're gonna make plays. That's what we do. We're just gonna have fun.
We talked a lot about, or we had to talk with you. We've talked to a lot of guys about the celebrations in the locker room the last couple of weeks, seeing the videos on Twitter and stuff. What's that been like the last couple of weeks? And it sounds like Coach Harsin is really wanting you guys to enjoy these wins.
That's what Boise State is about, going out there as a team, everybody doing their job, playing with a blue-collar mentality and just having fun with your teammates after the game. We deserve it after all the hard work.
The change, though, these last couple wins compared to early in the season, it sounds like maybe after the Air Force game they really wanted you guys to start kind of enjoying the process and what goes along with it.
It's always been the same, in my opinion.
What have you learned from a guy like Dante Dion out there? I mean, he's a little older than you, got a little more experience than you, but what have you learned from a guy like Dante Dion?
He just helps me. He helps me with my technique a lot. Helps me with my football IQ, knowing where I am on the field, knowing the situation I'm in. He can help me when it comes to that stuff like that.
I know that you said that none of you guys are necessarily that big, but I mean, you still probably have 15, 20 pounds on a guy like that. How impressive is it that that he can go out there and compete despite being consistently outmatched by quite a bit?
It is impressive, but that takes me back to the Bronco mentality, blue collar mentality. It doesn't matter how big you are, as long as you got heart and passion to play, you could do it.
How are you guys different as a defense when he's able to be out there with you? There's been a couple games, obviously, that he hasn't or has been limited to.
We play the same regardless of who's on the field. Mm-hmm. So if he's not in, the next guy's going to step up and we're going to play defense the same way. It's not going to change.
He keeps making these spectacular leaping, jump over the defender interceptions. What is his deal? How does he able to get the ball like that?
He's a ball hawk. You got to like that in a player, and that's just what he does.
You guys have gotten your secondary back to almost or maybe even all the way to full strength. Nice to get the bodies back out there.
Yeah, it's great to have guys get back from injuries. You never want to see a guy go down. And now that we're all back, we just all bonding together, getting back to how it was, and we're gonna be good.
Ratchet the competition back up a little bit now that there's actually more guys than jobs again.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, that's just gonna make us better.
When you look at the BYU's quarterback, I know they had to switch obviously from Taysom when he got hurt. What have you seen out of their current quarterback, and what kind of challenges does he present?
He's actually pretty similar to Taysom Hill. He can throw the ball, he runs the ball, slides a little more than Taysom Hill, but hey, he can still do both. So we gotta prepare for him, and get ready for the game this weekend.
What sort of challenge does that present? The fact that a quarterback can even be running toward you and then can throw the ball at that last second. What sort of a challenge is that playing against a guy like that?
I mean, it's a challenge, but at the end of the day, we prepare for it. So we'll see what happens during the game.
You've been the one staple back there in the secondary, been on the field all year. How has your game developed here through these first 7 games?
As a sophomore, I feel like I'm just gaining more experience. I feel like I learn something new every single game. So I'm enjoying the process and just getting better every week.
How much better are you think, than you were 6-7 weeks ago?
I'll just let the coaches say that. I don't really know. But hey, you can only get better, so I'll just see as the games go on.
What's this opportunity meant to you to play as much as you've gotten to play here the first half of the season?
It means a lot. I'm grateful. Thank God. Thank my coaches. And I'm just grateful.
Well, just you guys' fourth quarter defense. I mean, you guys allowed 4 net total yards against Fresno State in the fourth quarter last week. What's been the difference for you guys as opposed to earlier in the season when you struggled a bit down the stretch?
I mean, Coach Harsin has put an emphasis on fourth quarter. for the defense, and knowing that sometimes you gotta buckle down for the offense when it's a tie game going 27-27 into the fourth. It comes down to, hey, if they don't score, we're gonna win. So if that's what you got to do to get the W, you got to put the defense got to put the team on their back and ball out.
You know, they go on that 17-play drive at the beginning of the fourth quarter. It takes like half the time of the quarter off the clock. What's the defense's reaction? And after that, you guys came out and, I mean, did what you needed to do in order to finish that game as well.
Can you restate that?
I just what did that drive help fuel you guys, the defensive players, at all on the sidelines, seeing how successful they were, and they put you guys in a position essentially to close out the game?
Yeah, I mean, when you see the offense doing good, it's like, all right, now it's our turn to make turn heads and make people see that we're up here too, you know.